Hello everyone, my name is Blake Alewelt, owner of the Bravo Ridge Group here at eXp Realty, and in this video we will cover how the housing market here in Des Moines, Iowa is moving and what this means for 2024. Let's jump right in. So as we bring in the data, we'll be looking at a few key metrics across each city here in the metro. So let's start with Des Moines, Iowa itself. So in this sheet, I want to draw your attention to a few things. You'll notice the median sold price of a home in Des Moines is $209,000 and a 2.79% decrease from the previous month of March. This is important because this takes an average price of a home that actually went through the process and sold. There are many homes that actually go through the listing process but never actually sell due to multiple things like inspections or appraisals. Now, let's take a look at this number right here, the 1.56 months of inventory. This means that if no new inventory hits the market, we have enough homes to sell that'll last us 1.56 months. Also be aware that this number is drastically different depending on the purchase price. Luxury homes over $1 million are actually closer to the 10 months of inventory deep into buyer's market. Now, when I say that, 4 to 6 months of inventory is actually considered in the balance. So like as depicted here in the graph, you'll see at the 1.56, we are heavy in a seller's market in the city of Des Moines itself. Then we have this important number of 98.2% list to sold price ratio. One thing to keep in mind for this is just because it says homes are selling at 98.2% of the list price, it doesn't mean that some homes aren't seeing drastic reductions. The market will always beat out anyone trying to oversell their property. So to put all this together, if we were to take a home to market for $209,000, it will likely go under contract within 12 days of listing and sell for 98.2% of the original listing price. You'll also see these little red arrows down here at the bottom, showing decreases from the previous month of March to this, but just because they're red, that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. This decrease of 42.86% for the median days is actually a good thing, and we'll go through that. So let's go take a look at this spreadsheet where I actually go to show the annual year-to-year trends. It's important. So I know this isn't pretty as the chart, but the data is much more important because what we see as a month-to-month decline could be just a seasonal trend. So as we see here in January and February, these are historically the slowest months for real estate here in Iowa due to the cold. So naturally, the days on market start to climb and median purchase prices can fluctuate greatly depending on the few properties that closed. This is why we look at previous year's data and not just what the market did the last month. So when we believe the market is heading in a certain direction, the previous year's data may indicate that it's actually a common occurrence like the seasonal dips due to cold temps. So remember in the chart where it showed the price decline of 2.79% from between March and April? If we look back here at 2023, March to April, this showed an annual trend that happens every year. We take a look from April 23 to April 24, and we see that purchase prices actually increased $12,000. That's a 5.7% gain in 12 months. So is this the same for each metro? Let's go check out West Des Moines to see if the data is similar. So one thing to notice is the median sold price for April was $310,000. This is already a $100,000 difference in value over Des Moines proper. The months of inventory is at 1.85, slightly higher than Des Moines proper, but 10.78% increase from just last month. Meaning we're still very much in a seller's market and there's very little room for hard negotiations. The list to sold price ratio is 99.2, meaning we take a home to market, it will sell for 99.2% on average of the listing price that we take it to based on the comparables. So to put all this data together, if we were to take a home of $310,000, it will likely go under contract within 13 days, median days, at approximately 99.2% of that price. So if we go back to our spreadsheet, let's go check to see if that's common annually. So we see March 2023, purchase price of $300,000, moving to April's $317, an increase of $17,000. We go March 2024's $303, we see an increase of $7,000 moving to April with almost a third of the median days on market, which is great, it means homes are moving very quickly. However, let's take a peek April 2023 to April 2024. Do you notice anything funny? That's actually a $7,000 decrease. So compare this to Des Moines proper. This proves that each suburb is truly their own market. They don't move together. So as we work our way around the west side of the metro, this actually brings us to Waukee. In Waukee, it is one of the more expensive metros or suburbs with a median sold price of $378,490. This is already a $170,000 difference in value over Des Moines proper. But the one key difference is compared to Des Moines and West Des Moines is this number right here, 5.09 months of inventory, taking on average of over 2 months to sell, meaning that we are now in a more balanced market, showing this graph here, and we have much better room for negotiations. This one's pretty cool because the list to sold price so far is $100,000. So let's go back to the spreadsheet to look to see if this is an annual trend. We scroll down to Waukee here. It looks like March of 2023's average purchase price of $375, April 2023, $379, right in that same territory. March 2024, $360, still very strong, increasing to $378,490 for April 2024. We see this is actually a very big decrease in median days on market, meaning that as we come out of these cold months, homes are going to start moving. And if we even take a peek into June, July, August, and September, we see that there's a steady increase. So this brings us to the interesting suburb of Clive, where the median sold price is the highest we've seen so far at $572,450, with a median days selling of just 12 days. So this shows that homes are selling as soon as they hit the market, within 2 weeks. So the thing to keep an eye out for is we still have a high month of inventory. So we're looking at still 4.5 months of homes on the market that it would take to go through if all of a sudden the housing market stops and there's no new homes that decide to actually sell. This leaves us a little room for negotiations. But is this still a trend annually, being that Clive is one of the more expensive suburbs in the metro? March 2023, $378,000, very strong. Moving into April of last year, $457,000, still really good. And it looks like they missed May 2023. So one thing to keep in mind is we may actually see a decrease in purchase price this month. Once we get into June, we'll do a May video and we'll see if that actually holds true. As we go to this year, February of $350,000, we're moving into March of $479,000, increase already $130,000, and another increase of $90,000 to $572,000 median sold price with just 12 days on market. And if we look back in 2023, May, June, July, and August, that holds down in the single digits. So here in the suburb of Clive, we may see homes still moving very quickly at a higher purchase price. This brings us to Urbandale, a popular suburb of Des Moines, east of Waukee, south of Johnston. It is more expensive than Des Moines proper, but cheaper than most of the suburbs here on the north and west side. So as we can see, with the median sold price of $332,000, showing it's lower than Waukee and Clive, but more expensive than Des Moines and West Des Moines, right there in the middle. With 3.5 months of inventory and just 27 median days on market, we are looking at a seller's market where homes are still selling quickly at 98.7 of the original listing price. Now, does this say true for an annual trend? Let's head back over to that spreadsheet. We see good news, as in 2023, around this time, we were looking at March of $313,750, moving into April at $320,000. Price increased, and the days on market was moving within a week. The bad news is that we actually had a reduction of price from March this year to April. So this could be a start of a trend. So I wonder what happens in May, because we could see here from $354,000 down to $332,000. We still see the days on market, cutting in half. We'll also see a increase from year to year. So we see from $320,000 to $332,000. We're still in an incline annually. So this brings us to Grimes. Grimes actually showed a substantial gain of 11.75% from the previous month, boasting $45,000 gain of median sold price. Well, with over 3 months of inventory at 3.39 and 31 median days on market, and selling at 99.2% of listed sold price, the Grimes market actually shows a lot of confidence. So let's check the annual trend to see if that still holds true. If we take a peek back in 2023, March to April also showed a giant increase, almost $100,000, followed by a decline in May, and then increases out to October. This means May could be the perfect month to negotiate a better price for us this year, knowing that prices have a history to increase over the summer and fall months as families start to move. So last to wrap up on the western side here is Johnston, Iowa. April brought in a median sold price of just under $350,000 with less than 3 months of inventory, taking an average of 54 days from going to listing depending. And now back to the spreadsheet one more time, I promise. Let's see if this is an annual trend. So looking at the data for Johnston, back from March to April movement of last year, the median days stayed the same with an increase of $24,000 in median purchase price. If we compare that to this year, it looks like $359,000. We actually saw a decline in median purchase price. So let's take a peek at May. It looks like June was still increasing and appreciating. So we may actually see an increase in May and June, something to keep in mind as we know that homes will most likely move up. So if we close or put an offer in, we might actually see some appreciation once we go pending or so. So if you have any questions or like more detailed on specific neighborhoods or properties here in the metro, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd be happy to speak about all the information we spend hours researching to better serve you. Here at the Bravo Ridge Group, we collect and analyze all the data, so we really design into selling your home for top dollar, as well as negotiate a better deal for buying your next home. So don't forget to like and subscribe down below, as we will be releasing a lot more videos in the future about the Des Moines, Iowa Metro that you sure don't want to miss. I look forward to speaking with you.